What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It's Friday, April 14th. Nailed the date, and we are ready for some MLB best bets. I know I have 5 picks, but of course, we're going to go over the model. We're going to do a recap of yesterday. We are going to update you on all the records and all that kind of good stuff. No prize picks entries, of course, today. But again, remember, for anyone new entering this stream, it is a competition. A competition between myself and all of the best MLB cappers I can find. At the end of this season, we're going to tally up all the units that you either made or lost, and whoever wins is going to get World Series tickets. Second place gets a $500 cash prize. The great thing is, if I win, a subscriber of this Twitch channel gets those World Series tickets. If I finish second, subscriber of this Twitch channel gets $500. So, I'm excited. It's one of the biggest slates of the year. I've never put out 5 picks so far this season, but I see a lot of value. We're going to go through it all, and then we're going to have the people come on later. We got a lot of great cappers coming on today in order to give their picks, and we're just trying to give you guys as many winners as humanly possible. A couple of housekeeping things. Remember, use code JB200 because on BetMGM, if you wager $10 and use code JB200 for all new users, you get up to $200 in bonus bets once that moneyline bet is settled on BetMGM. All lines are sponsored by BetMGM. And of course, all prize picks entries will be on prize picks, believe it or not. And if you use code JustBaseball, you get a full 100% deposit match. Whatever you deposit. You deposit 10, you get 10. Deposit 100, you get 100. We're going to have a great day today. But let's do a quick recap of yesterday because we banged. How about it? How about it? No Brian Reynolds? No problem. Pittsburgh Pirates. How about Vince Velasquez? How about him turning in a legacy start for the kids? Right? Plus 200. And if you grabbed it at plus 220, because Brian Reynolds, of course, wasn't in the lineup, you got even better value than I did. We killed it up. We actually didn't go up 3 units. We only went up 2 units, but that's just a little mistake on the graphic. But that's on us, not on it. It doesn't matter. We went up 2 units yesterday. We'll keep tracking it. But in other words, we banged. We also had that Brewers versus Padres under. Remember when I was talking about the marine layer, right? I was talking about that marine layer, how it's really thick, tough to hit in San Diego. We had to sweat it out a little bit because it went into extra innings. Didn't matter, still hit the under. So we went 2-0 on our plays. The prize picks entry, which I talked about, but which wasn't included in the competition because, again, the competition is just for plays that you can tail. It doesn't make sense to compete of plays that you can't tail. Like if we give out a 1:10 p.m. game and the game hasn't already ended and we're like, oh, look at this game I cashed. You couldn't tail it, so we're not counting it in the competition. And good thing for me yesterday because frickin' Cedric Mullins banged, which you couldn't tail. And if you could tail, Joe Ryan did not go over 2.5 earned runs. That's on me. I need to be better on prize picks. Transparency is key. I will always let you know whether I'm winning or I'm losing, let you know whether I'm on a heater. And we're going to start today because we have 5 picks. We have 5 picks all on BetMGM, and I'm ready to roll. Let's get into the first pick, Producer Cohen. Let's get into the first pick. Who are we rolling with first? Orioles first 5 on the money line. Probably my favorite bet of the day, considering I have the most amount of units on it. Every pick today is 1 unit to win whatever, 0.6, 0.7, whatever it is, as well as a half unit on the Tigers. But we'll talk about them in a little bit. Let's break down why I like the Baltimore Orioles. So the pitching matchup today is Tyler Wells against Mike Clevinger. And the great thing is about taking a first 5 bet, we don't really have to talk about the bullpens because they shouldn't come into play here. The only thing that we really have to cap is the starting pitching matchup. And when I look at this Orioles team, yes, they're on the road, so they're not going to be big favorites considering the White Sox are a fine team. But the White Sox have their issues, right? Eloy Jimenez is back. I don't know how he's going to perform on his first game back from his leg injury, but Yoan Moncada was just put on the IL. There's no Tim Anderson. And when I look at the starting pitching matchup, I see a better pitcher in Tyler Wells. I just do, right? We look at xERA. We look at a lot of different metrics. Tyler Wells has been a better pitcher over the past couple of seasons than Mike Clevinger has. Mike Clevinger, when we look at his xERA, it ain't pretty, right? 8.47 xERA compared to his 3.48 ERA, and I think I know why. Because he's only throwing really a fastball and a slider right now. Those took about 88% of his pitches. And when 88% of your pitches are fastball and a slider and they're not that good, you're most likely going to get teed off. So expected weighted on base average, what is that? So weighted on base average is like on base percentage, but it's better, right? If you look at on base percentage, it'll give you the same amount of points whether you get a triple or whether you get a walk. WOBA, or weighted on base average, weights it differently. So it'll give you more credit for a triple. It's just a better stat than on base percentage. Expected weighted on base percentage takes into account launch angle, exit velocity, so it tracks how hard you're hitting the ball, right? So a guy like Freddie Freeman had around a 4.05 expected weighted on base average last year. Hit the ball hard, got on base a ton, bunch of doubles, home runs. We know the drill. We know who Freddie Freeman is. But what if I told you that so far this season, Mike Clevenger's fastball and slider have a 400 or more expected weighted on base average this year? That's not a recipe for success. That's why his xERA is through the moon. Tyler Wells, on the other hand, his pitches grade out much better. His xERA is in the threes, right? And Tyler Wells has been a very profitable pitcher for us. If you've been following all the not gambling advice from 2021, 2022, Tyler Wells has been a guy who we like because he, relative to the market, he's not valued very highly. I don't understand why. I do, because he doesn't strike out a lot of hitters. But the reason I like him is he fills up the strike zone. He doesn't walk anyone. And the White Sox, that's what you want to do to them because they don't walk, right? They're going to put the ball on the ground. And Tyler Wells' specialty is soft contact. That's what we want. We want a ton of soft contact here. Another reason I like this play, let's say it's tied 2-2 in the as we go to the sixth inning. It's a push. But I really do think that the Orioles win this one, right? Adley Rutschman matches up really well against Mike Clevenger. Anthony Santander, right? We can continue to go through the lineup. Cedric Mullins. A lot of these lefties match up well against a guy whose nickname is Sunshine. And while it's hot outside, he ain't going to be Sunshine today. You know who's going to be Sunshine today? Is Tyler Wells. The White Sox, again, they rank 29th in walk rate and 18th in WRC+. This is their worst split, right? We look at splits. How did teams perform against righties? How did teams perform against lefties? And the White Sox, they demolish lefties. Thankfully, Tyler Wells is a righty. The Orioles, they've just been crushing everybody this year. Last year, it was, I think they were better against lefties, but this year they've been better against right-handed pitching. Actually, they've been great against everybody. They're just really good. And when we look where the Orioles are against right-handed pitching, they're 7th in WRC+, 7th, which is weighted runs created plus. It's 100 is league average. Every percentage point above is your above league average. Every percentage point above, you're below league average. Orioles rank 7th in that stat, 10th in OPS, which is on base plus slugging. They just really hit pitchers like Mike Clevenger. I think they have a day-to-day. Consider some prize picks props on them. Consider the Orioles team total over. But my favorite bet today is the Orioles through the first 5 innings. Come on. That was a banger explanation. Wasn't it? Come on, Orioles. Favorite play of the day. We're rocking with Baltimore. Love these Orioles. Consistently undervalued by the market. Tyler Wells consistently undervalued by the market. Not today. They will learn. All right, let's move on to our second favorite pick of the day. I don't know if it's second. Miami Marlins, right?
Marlins first 5.
Let's talk about the Marlins first 5. So, bad lineup. Kind of pissed. No Jazz Chisholm, no Luis Arias. We'd expect that line to move, right? It ain't move an inch. It ain't move an inch, and I still really like it, and here's why. We have Trevor Rogers facing Madison Bumgarner today. And I don't know if you've ever watched baseball before, you've probably come across Madison Bumgarner being horrible, throwing a bunch of turkeys, as the Bookwood Trent community likes to say. The turk tossers. Madison Bumgarner is one of those. If we look at some of his stats, they ain't pretty. They ain't pretty. Do we have any, Producer Code, do we have any highlights of Madison Bumgarner just throwing turks? No, we don't have any highlights of Madison Bumgarner, but I can read you off some of these stats because they are terrible. So his 7.27 ERA is horrible, but his 9.17 xERA is even worse. Like, it's one thing to have a terrible ERA, earned run average, and then it's worse when you're expected because they actually expect his ERA to be worse than 7.27. But this main issue is the walks. And against the Marlins, this is something I'm now learning. Against the Marlins, if you have really good stuff, but you're prone to walks, you can get away with it against the Marlins because the Marlins like to chase. But the good thing is about Madison Bumgarner is he doesn't have that stuff, right? He does not have that type of wipeout stuff. He's in the first percentile chase rate, so he's not getting anyone to swing outside the zone. He's in the fourth percentile of fastball velocity. It's just bad. And then when we look at this, remember, this is actually a narrative that we were playing last year, really profitable for us. The Marlins can't hit lefties. And now, it was definitely true last year. But this year, not so much. They rank 11th in WRC+, 5th highest hard hit rate, 10th best OPS. It's early, of course, but we see tons of improvements. And the problem with the Marlins lineup last year was it was injured throughout the entire year. Soler, injured. Garrett Cooper, injured. A lot of these guys hurt all year, bad seasons. Not this year. They're all healthy right now. So while Luis Ariz, while Jazz Chisholm isn't in the lineup, we don't love it. But again, those are lefties. We want the righties. We want Soler. We want Cooper. Heck, I'll even say it. I want Avisail Garcia today. It's a bounce back for Garcia. If you can't hit Madison Bumgarner, you do not deserve to be on a major league roster, Avisail Garcia. I'm calling you out. It's time for you to start hitting. But it ain't even that. I like John Birdie today. I like a lot of these Marlins hitters against Madison Bumgarner. But let's talk about Trevor Rogers because he's been kind of cheeks. He's been kind of cheeks, right? I think it's a little bit overblown. I really do. He's still getting whiffs on that slider and the changeup, which are important, right? Those are his wipe out pitches. And he's in the 88th percentile of average exit velocity. So he's been allowing a lot of soft contact. But the problem is he's historically struggled against the Mets. And look up Trevor Rogers' game log this year. His first start against the Mets. His second start against the Mets. So I'm not too worried about Trevor Rogers right now in this instant against a Diamondbacks team that actually has a lot of young lefties. They have a lot of young lefties. How about Josh Rojas? How about Corbin Carroll? How about Jake McCarthy? How about Alec Thomas? I could continue. A lot of lefties against Trevor Rogers that don't really match up well. We obviously have to be worried about Christian Walker. But the thing is, Christian Walker has been struggling. He hasn't looked the same either, right? Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is a guy who we have to watch out for, of course. Like, not every bet is perfect. It's not going to be such a sweep, even though I think it will be. I think the Marlins do kind of dominate in this matchup. He's a guy to watch. We don't want him doing too much. But again, Trevor Rogers, I feel like, is due for a bounce back. I like him pitching at home. I like the Marlins at home. And don't you find it interesting that the Marlins are this crazy favorite against a Diamondbacks team that's 8-5? It's because the matchup heavily favors the Marlins, especially through the first 5 innings. And you're probably wondering, well, Peter, why aren't you laying juice? I just don't want to lay juice. I look back at my Excel sheet last year, where I was losing, where I was winning, because we have to adjust year over year, right? Not everything's perfect. We learn, we get better. And sometimes I would get crushed laying first 5 innings -0.5. Now, it can be profitable. It has been profitable. It's still good. But I was looking back and I was like, if I just took first 5 money lines, I would have saved 5 units last year. Now, over 162 game schedule, it's not a ton, but like when we can save units, let's save units. So I'm putting 1 unit on the Miami Marlins through the first 5 innings. Trevor Rogers is way better than Madison Bumgarner. This Marlins lineup, that narrative against lefties, I think is tired at this point. They still match up well against Mad Bum because he ain't going to get you to chase, and that's how you can get the Marlins. I think they roll today. I think the Marlins through the first 5 innings is my second favorite bet of the day. Don't care about the lineups. If the line moved, maybe I'd be a little bit nervous. But at the same time, like the Pirates were without Brian Reynolds and they won 5-0. Sometimes I want those righties in the game, right? Brian De La Cruz, how about a bomb from you today? Avisail Garcia calling you out. Let's get to our third play of the day. Ooh, the Mariners. This is a system we love to play. Again, if you have been a proponent of not gambling advice over the past couple of years, you know I love fading the Rockies after their homestand. I love it because they were 2-10 last year. 2-10. They are not a good team to start. And then when on the road, they're bad. And when it's their first game off a homestand. Remember yesterday, I was like, I like the Pirates because the Cardinals just played a series at Coors, and now their bats are probably going to be slow. They scored 0 runs against Vince Velasquez. It may seem weird, but the changing of the eye, it's different altitude. I think it's called like the visual index. I think we have Ben Carey coming on. He'll explain it because he's a Rockies fan. it's VMI. I'm not exactly sure what the words are, but your vision is impaired after you come out of Coors Field. And if you don't believe me, look it up because it's a true thing, and we saw it firsthand with the St. Louis Cardinals yesterday. And now the Rockies just played 2 straight series at home. Now they travel to Seattle, completely different environment. But why do I like the Mariners through the first 5 innings? Why not the full game money line? Because the Mariners bullpen is great. So why am I playing them early? We're playing them early because the Rockies should struggle early. And I know it's Marco Gonzalez. I know. He sucks. We fade him all the time, and we usually win. But in this matchup, in this specific matchup, the soft contact merchant against a Rockies team who can't really see the ball well, Marco's going to throw it wherever he wants. That's why Marco is still a Major League Baseball player. That's why, and something I learned today, Marco Gonzalez is a first-round pick. I know, it's crazy because he's not that good. But he's got command, right? And who doesn't have command? Who's bad against righties? Austin Gomber. Look at his stats against righties. They're terrible. And when we look at the Mariners lineup, right? Who's leaned off? Who's a righty? Julio Rodriguez. Yeah, he's pretty good. Gonzalez is scratched? Oh, no. Stop. Are you guys trolling me? All right, let's take a short break and let's check Marcos. What? Hold the phones. Screw it. I still like it. Did the Mariners go up? The Mariners are minus 178 now. It honestly, if I could be real with you, I was just talking shit about Marco Gonzalez. It doesn't matter who pitches. I know that sounds crazy, but like we said with Vince Velasquez, we saw 6 shutout innings. Are you lying to me? Are people lying to me? He's having a kid? He's having a kid? What? Why are you having a kid? Whatever. He's having a child, Peter. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Here's what I care about. I care about winners. Now, it's kind of a blanket statement. But fading the Rockies is what's important here. Tommy Malone, Jimmy Malone, me, doesn't matter. I fade the Rockies in these scenarios. And you could say, well, the Rockies crush Marco Gonzalez. Good. Now he's not pitching anymore. Right? Soft toss and lefty. I don't even like him anyway. What I like is the Rockies' bats to be slow against anybody because that visual impairment is going to happen. You're going to see it, right? Remember Colin Ray yesterday? Brewers pitching change? I was like, oh, who's Colin Ray? We got to take the under. Colin Ray sucks. What did he throw? 6 innings and 1 earned run against the Padres? These things happen. These are all major league pitchers. Tommy Malone. Bring us home, baby. But the real reason I like this, the Rockies impaired at the beginning, and the Mariners bats, and Julio, I hope you're not having a kid. Ty France, I hope you're not having a kid. Eugenio Suarez, you better not be pregnant. Teoscar Hernandez. I don't even know if he has a wife. Doesn't matter. They're all playing, all right? And Austin Gomber, in his career, not good against right-handed bats. I think this is a get-right spot for the Mariners. I think they roll, all right? I ain't worried about Marco. I ain't worried about him. If you're worried about him, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't worried about him. Actually, I don't think Marco Gonzalez is all that good, so I'm not even mad about it. I swear to God, I'm not even mad about it. Good. Glad he's not starting. Did we cover it all? We covered it all. Mariners, first 5 innings, money line, put a unit on it. I did. It's not gambling advice, but I'm doing it if you're down. All right? Let's go to the next game. Tigers. Ooh, Tigers. I hate this play so much, but I think it's going to hit. I had to play it. We're going to go over the model a little bit later. By far, the biggest value on the slate today. Not even close. I know. You're thinking to yourself, what? Joey Wentz? The Tigers? We got to bet on them? Yeah, we do. We have to bet on the Tigers. Now, is Joey Wentz that good? Not really. Does he have a nice cutter where he can get out both righties and lefties? Absolutely. And the Giants and the Tigers, they're 2 of baseball's worst players or worst teams against left-handed pitching. I think they have a WRC plus under 50. Both of them do. It's not just the Tigers being awful. But I'm telling you, the Tigers have a lot of right-handed bats who match up well against Sean Manaea. So while Sean Manaea is throwing harder, hasn't resulted in success, right? The xERA is still really high. Actually, if you look at Joey Wentz, 10.25 ERA, 4.5 xERA. Sean Manaea is the complete opposite. He's got an xERA in the 8s, ERAs in the 4s. All right? One's due for regression, one's due for positive regression. We're going to take the Tigers. It's a half unit, might not hit, but I like it. And the model thinks they should win 65% of matchups. It's the most crazy thing I've ever seen. You never see the model have a dog of plus 120 and think they should be a minus 190 favorite. So right now, let's give the model a whole refresh. Let's give the model a refresh here. They have them winning 65.98% of matchups at minus 193 is the implied line on the model. I hate this bet, but we got to play it. For a half unit, I have to play it. Plus 120. Line movement isn't even our direction. Don't care. We got to play it. Does it make a lot of sense? Not particularly. Will it hit? Maybe not. I'm playing it, though. I think it hits. It's one of those plays which you hate. Those plays tend to hit sometimes. Give me the Tigers. I like them on the money line. I actually don't, but I think it's going to hit, which is why we're playing it. Model loves it. I could see it, right? I could see where they're going. Joey Wentz, due for positive regression. Sean Manaea due for negative regression. Neither bullpen is that great. Neither team hits lefties anyway. And the Tigers are at home. It might hit. Might not. You don't have to take it. I am, though. Next play. Ooh, another play that we love. Another play that we love because Martin Perez is playing with fire. And, which is great too, the Lone Star Series. We're going to have Tomas Romo coming on, who's our Astros writer, and he knows his Astros like the back of his hand. And he actually told us about this yesterday, even though I kind of knew it, but I didn't know the record. And the record is insane. The Astros just own the Rangers, especially at home. You know who also owns the Rangers? Luis Garcia, the starting pitcher for the Astros today. And he's so due for a bounce back. He is so much better. Look at the rockabye baby. Look at that man. He ain't hitting that. Oh, that was a terrible pitch. Still missed it because he can still pitch. He is a good pitcher. Look at that outside painted. Look at this. Nope. He ain't touching nothing today. Look at this. Schwack. Sit down, Spaz. All right, we're taking the Astros today. No doubt about it. These highlights are kind of firing me up right now. Look at Luis Garcia. Bayou. Sit down. That was a ball. Didn't matter. Look at that. Tony Kemp, sit your ass down, boy. All right. What we are talking about here is we are really fading Martin Perez in this matchup because the Astros are one of baseball's best against lefties. I think they were number 2 last year in WRC Plus, maybe number 1. This year, they're number 6. They're still a good offense, tons of righties. And when we look at Martin Perez over 33 innings last year, 31 hits, 9 walks, like 9 earned runs, give him a 3.82 ERA against the Houston Astros. Quality of contact, terrible. He's just playing with fire here. I don't think he matches up well against this Astros team at all. We've also seen line movement on our side. Again, it's one unit, but I really do think that this is more of a fade on Martin Perez, not as much of a tail on Luis Garcia, even though when we look at Luis Garcia's stats against the Texas Rangers throughout his career, we already went over it that he does pitch pretty well. But if we just want to quantify it real quick, 265 xWOBA, right? Super, super low. 244 expected batting average, low. 338 expected slugging, low. 30.4% K rate. Texas Rangers, no Corey Seager, right? The lineup does not look quite as good. And we love that too because that's a lefty against Garcia. A lot of righties. Really, we have to worry about Nathaniel Lowe, Compare that to Perez though, right? 330 xWOBA, so almost 100 points higher. 282 expected batting average, 40 points higher. 412 slugging, 80 points higher. 13% K rate. There is no way that he can continue to pitch this well against the Astros. And when I say well, I mean 3.82, right? 3.82. If you look at his game logs, his good starts are like 7 innings, 9 hits, 1 run. Like that's not a recipe for success for Martin Perez at all. All right? Those are the picks. Bring out the model, Producer Cohen. Remember, this is the Ballpark Pal model. We go over park factors, game simulations, and a matchup machine in order to give you a good place to put your coin, right? Let's start with the first game. What do we got on here? Oh, I mean, this is the game of the day, right? I mean, this is the game of the day. This is oh. If I advise anything, I would say just please don't put your money on this game. It is impossible because the Rays are just overvalued. Like at this point, like it's clear. If you watch the market, if you know betting lines, you know the Rays are overvalued. I know it's Barrios, but the Blue Jays have a more talented offense. They actually match up decently well against Rasmussen. And the Rays, they've beaten up on Barrios before, and they should win, and I expect them to, but they're overvalued. Like, we can't bet on teams that are just straight up overvalued. The Rays opened at either a slight underdog or a pick'em. Then they got steamed up because everyone and their mother is betting the Rays because they keep cashing. Why wouldn't you keep betting on the Rays? Right? But just because the Rays are overvalued doesn't mean you bet on the Blue Jays because, it's Barrios, and, you don't want to do that. But I wanted to bring it up because if we look at the model, right, they still view the Rays as a favorite. They still think the Rays win 52.8% of simulations. Kind of likes the over. I kind of like it because the Rays offense. I'm sure you've seen this stat all over social media, but it still blows my mind. The Rays have hit more home runs this year than allowed runs. Not that they've scored more runs than allowed runs. They've hit more home runs than they've allowed runs. I mean, what? That's all I got to say. I just wanted to bring you guys to the attention of they still think the Rays should win. You don't get a prize for betting on the Blue Jays and being sharp. You don't get a prize if it hits. You don't. You're betting against an overvalued team, which is a good bet generally, but you can't bet against the Rays right now. Let's move on to the next game. This one is so fascinating to me because I kind of like the Red Sox today. Now, I'm not going to play them because they suck, but I can see a path to victory, right? Tanner Houck sucks against lefties. Really good against righties. Go look at his splits. Really good against righties. Super low expected batting average. Super low xWOBA. You get him against a lefty, no bueno. But when we look at the Angels lineup, who's in the Angels lineup? Taylor Ward, righty. Rendon, righty. Trout, righty. Renfroe, Drury, Ohapi. So many righties. Now, the lefty in there is Ohtani. You could consider over 1.5 bases for him. I don't think that's a bad play at all. But the model is very split on this game. It basically thinks they should be a pick'em. Really tough game. And it has a slight lean towards the over. I kind of like the under. Because I think Patrick Sandoval is consistently undervalued by the market. Right? Not a huge strikeout guy. I kind of like the under. Not enough to play it. Model likes the over, but I kind of like the under. Something to consider. Tanner Houck, really good splits against righties. Angels lineup mostly right-handed, and the Red Sox just suck. Sorry if you're a Red Sox fan. I have actually a question if there's any Red Sox fans listening. So there was a lot of Red Sox fans in my comment section when I put out that the Rays were 6-0, and I was like, "Oh, you think it's a bad take?" And Red Sox fans are coming in. They haven't played anyone. Wait till they come play us at Fenway. Do you guys suck? Is that a conundrum for Red Sox fans? Do you guys suck? Or are the Rays that good? Because you were saying that the Rays weren't that good. Then they were playing crap teams. Then they wiped the floor with you. What do you think? Let me know. What is the chat saying right now? Lifelong Red Sox fan, we're terrible. I'm a Sox fan, we're ass. We def aren't good. I love you guys. All right, let's move on to the next game. This game is just nuts. Because everyone and their mothers think the Royals are a trendy dog and the model disagrees. It's an interesting game. Everyone's looking at the Royals and being like, oh, that line, right? That line is so sketchy. Plus 115, it's the Braves, it's the Royals. It has to be the Royals, right? I don't know. And it's not like I'm betting on the Braves, but it's one of those trendy dogs where I'm like, does it really cash at plus money for everyone? And I get why the line is the way it is. Brady Singer deserves respect. He is a good pitcher. And Charlie Morton, at this point in his career, I still am hanging on hope, but I guess he's not. Right? But the model likes the over. I'd consider the over because I think the Braves get to Brady Singer. Right? He's not a pitcher with 5 different pitches where he can locate wherever he wants. He's very specific. Braves are going to know his game plan, and I think they get to him. But at the same time, the Royals should get to Morton. Right? And the Royals bullpen ain't good either. I think the over is the play in this game. I'm not playing it. I hate this game personally. It's so tough to read. So tough to read. I ain't playing nothing in this game, but I'd consider the over. I think that's the play if you are going to put your money on this game. I think. Not sure. Let's move on to the next one. Do we have any more model plays? Yeah, it's this Pirates-Cardinals game. Remember what the model said yesterday about the Pirates? Remember what the model said yesterday about the Pirates. Here we are. Here we are. The Cardinals are just not playing good baseball right now. It's just like, I mean, I expected them to struggle on offense, not score 0 runs against Vince Velasquez, not 0 runs against Moreta. They're not playing good baseball right now, and Yohan Aviado gave us 6 innings of quality start last start. And Jake Woodford, he keeps the ball on the ground, I guess, but he ain't that good either. Consider the Pirates, right? Now there's a sketchy line. Everybody's worried about the Royals. How about the Pirates on the road at plus 135? You want a sketchy line? There's your sketchy line. That's the sketchy line. I don't think the Royals is as sketchy. That's your sketchy line. Now, I'm not saying take the Pirates, but I'm also not saying, I'm saying don't take the Cardinals. Right? That's what the model can help us out for. It's not saying, oh, you got to take one side. It's just saying maybe don't take the other side. Right? I'm pretty confident saying don't take the Cardinals today. Maybe take the Pirates. Maybe don't. Look into it. Just supposed to give us kind of a way to look around these 2 picks. Right? Model kind of likes the under. I don't mind it. Cardinals can't hit right now, and the Pirates, like, they're just not that good. Consider the under. Consider the Pirates. Kind of similar to yesterday. Maybe we get a similar score. We don't know. David Bednar is available. It's working for the Pirates' favor. We'll see, right? Think about the Pirates. Just think about it. Producer Cohen, it's time to welcome on some cappers.
Yeah, no one's here yet.
No one's here yet. Great. Glad. No one's coming to the tee yet. All right. Let's answer some questions in the meantime. Why is nobody talking about the Cubs through the first 5? It's a good play. I was talking about it on Behind the Lines today with Krabs and Javon. I think it's a pretty solid play. The Dodgers historically kind of struggle against lefties, and Justin Steele is a good pitcher, but it's a tough game. I think the Cubs through the first 5 is a solid play. Just giving a quick glance, because of course we just kind of go over the hot games, or the games that everybody's on. You know, the model has it 2.75 to 2.7 flat. For the Dodgers, a slight edge. I don't know. But let's bring on some cappers, right? Who we got on cue, Producer Cohen? Colby Olson, our resident Red Sox guy, fantasy baseball guru, and he's giving us our picks. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, dude? I don't have my mic again today, so people might be yelling about me being quiet. But
you might just have to yell a little bit louder. I have a question for you, and I was asking other Red Sox fans in this chat. So, I gave out Rays plus 350 to win the division at the beginning of the year. Then when they started winning 6, they went 6-0, and I was like, I'm not cashing it in yet. All I'm doing right now is explaining why the Rays are a force to be reckoned with in the AL East and why plus 350 is good value. And Red Sox fans flooded the comments and said, wait till they get to Fenway. Wait till they face us. They face the Tigers, the Nationals, the A's, terrible teams. Wait till they face us. So my question to you as a Red Sox fan, are you in the group of crappy teams, or are the Rays that good?
Both. I mean, both. Like,
okay.
What I'll say is being a lifelong Red Sox fan, there has never really been a point in my life, even when the Rays were the Devil Rays and they were a very bad team, there's never been a point in my life where the Red Sox go down to Tampa Bay and dominate the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Like, that has always been historically a bad place for the Red Sox to play. We lose bad games there. Now, this year is a different story, Pete. Like, the Rays are fucking legit.
Yeah.
They are really damn good, and they deserve all the respect, and I am on them today. And I know that's the biggest trap line of all time, and I don't care. Like,
You don't care.
you how
No,
I cannot bet on that.
before you even keep going, you do not get brownie points for fading the Rays. Like, you are, even if it hits, like, you're not sharp. What you're doing is you're betting on a team that's slightly overvalued, but sometimes there are anomalies in baseball, right? And if you look at the game, the model thinks the Rays should be the favorite. Yeah, they're a little bit overvalued, but you're paying a Rays tax right now. They're 13-0, first time since
Really
87 Brewers or 82 Braves. Sorry?
Do you really think they're overvalued though? Like looking at this matchup, like just blindly, lines disregarded, Rasmussen on the mound over Barrios, and like these lineups at this point to me are very close.
Right now, yeah. I think like when you look at the Blue Jays lineup and you look at the Rays lineup, the Blue Jays lineup is like objectively better. And but I love to hear, give your pick, because I don't know the exact stats. Because when I saw the game, I was like, I'm not even looking into it. I don't even want to try and make a bet in this game. How do the Blue Jays historically do against Rasmussen?
You know, that's a good question. I have it pulled up right here. It really wasn't on my mind. But in 98 plate appearances, the Rays have a 291 xWOBA against Drew Rasmussen. They haven't been striking out against him, but a lot of weak contact.
Blue Jays have a 291 xWOBA against Rasmussen.
Yes.
Yeah, that's super low.
Super low. I mean, Bo Bichette is 3 for 18 against him. Vlad is 5 for 18. Matt Chapman is 1 for 10. Kirk is 2 for 11. Springer's 1 for 10. Like, they have not performed well against Rasmussen. And Rasmussen looks like, to be honest, a top 10 pitcher right now.
He does. I mean, he grades like that, stuff plus and pitching plus, and like he's a dog. He's on my fantasy team. And I got shit at the beginning of the season from my home friends who are idiots who said I don't have pitching, I have Rasmussen. What do you mean I don't have pitching?
So, Pete, to me, I'm actually taking a completely different look at this game than you are. Like, where I think it's a perfectly fine thing to be like, I am just not touching this game because there's so much money going on the Rays here. But to me, I'm actually on the other end. I'm like, if you're not putting a unit on the Rays right now, like, I don't know. I will gladly lose a unit betting on the Rays tonight.
I respect that. And the reason I said it's overvalued, it opened as the Rays as a dog, like plus 100. And then it moved to like minus 130, minus 140. So I'm like, all right, now they're overvalued. It was kind of like the Reds yesterday, who won. And I was like, I just don't want to bet on the Reds because they opened as a very short favorite and moved to minus 130, minus 140. I'm like, they're just overvalued. Doesn't mean they won't win. But I bet on teams that have value, and I just didn't see on the Reds they won. I don't see the value on the Rays. They'll probably win. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally. And I have 5 other picks today. Like, literally, I'm telling you, the Rays today were the team that I put the least thought in. I saw Drew Rasmussen versus Barrios. They're on the hottest streak of all time. Put a unit.
I think you're going to win. Like, I think you're going to win. And Tomas is going to come out. I think he's on the Rays, too. Like, I think you're going to win. So,
yep. So, yeah, let's talk about my other plays, though, because we have a huge slate for me today. I'm on 6 things today. Ooh. Biggest slate of the year for me. I really like this slate.
Let's go. Let's get to your next play. What are we dealing with now, Producer Cohen? Ooh, you're on the Orioles. Let's roll.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I woke up this morning, and this one really caught my eye first. I view Tyler Wells highly.
As you should.
He does not make mistakes. He has not walked a batter at all this season yet. He struck out 6 Yankees. Last time out, he gave up 2 home runs, so 2 big mistakes for him. But I just think this White Sox lineup is not all that great, especially without Tim Anderson. They're getting Eloy Jimenez back tonight, but his first game back, I'm not expecting him to be.
And Moncada IL now.
Moncada out. And then you look at Mike Clevenger, like, I don't want to put my money on him. I want to put my money way against him.
Yeah. I don't want him. Ugh.
So Clevenger, real quick, the data on him, 8.43 expected ERA this year. And the reason that is, he's allowing a 43% hard hit rate this year and a ground ball percentage near 20%. So hard hit balls in the air. This Orioles team is mashing. Like, that sounds like a recipe for a lot of runs by the Orioles tonight.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Orioles is my favorite play. Glad to see you on it. Smart minds think alike. Let's get to I want to talk to him about those damn Rangers. Or what would you pull up first?
The
Reds. Let's talk about the Reds, but I want to get to your Rangers play. First up, we're dealing with the Reds. Talk to me about why you like the Reds at plus chick.
So this is a total fade on Taijuan Walker in Great American Ballpark, where the Reds, to me, in Great American Ballpark, a lot like the Rockies and Coors, are a home team, right? They're a team that I like to bet on at home. And when you're going against Taijuan Walker, who, yes, has performed, somewhat well against these Reds bats in a limited sample size, but Taijuan Walker is not the Taijuan Walker of old. All of his stuff is down this year. Velocity is way down. When his velocity is down, that's a very troubling sign for me. So the Reds did not, they didn't play well against the Phillies when they were on the road at the Phillies, but now they're home against the Phillies. And yes, it's Connor Overton on the mound, but the way I look at it is like, honestly, I just think that Connor Overton can be just as good as Taijuan Walker, if not better, with the Reds offense being, better at home here. So I like this at plus value, plus 125, and with the option for a push. So that's why I like it. It's a value play for me.
So I was looking at it on Pickett, and I was looking at it on other betting percentages too. And this is not the end-all be-all, but it's interesting to see when a line doesn't move when everybody's on one side, right? 70% of the public is on the Phillies, and that line hasn't budged, which is great for you because they're like, yeah, bring on your Phillies bets. Bring them on. We don't care. Bring them on. I think it's a good play because I think Taijuan Walker, yeah, it's the Reds' worst split. Like, you'd rather them be facing a lefty. But at the same time, he's not that good. He's not that good. And he's being valued like a really good pitcher, and he's not that good of a pitcher. So I think it's a good play. I like all three of your plays so far because, yeah, sure, if the Rays lose, take my money. I'm going to keep rolling it over. And then Baltimore, we both love. I love it. It's my favorite play of the day. And the Reds, you're getting a plus money on the team at home. They can hit.
Dude, I've been cashing these first 5 moneyline dogs.
There we go. How about another one? Cohen, can you bring up that Rangers one? What are you doing? Why do you like the Rangers?
This is another one for me where I see this line being Rangers should be more like a plus 120 here, and I see it at plus 140, and I really like the value. I was watching earlier when you were crapping all over Martin Perez, and a 3.82 ERA against the Astros in a big sample actually isn't that bad, and he's looked really good this year. This is just all of last year, I was finding ways to fade Martin Perez every single week, and every single week he was beating me. That doesn't mean that that's something that's going into my thought process here. But I guess I'm just not looking at Martin Perez from a biased angle anymore. But the real fade here for me, Pete, is on Luis Garcia. I haven't seen him settle in yet, especially having to change his windup. He can't do the rock the baby anymore, which I thought would help him. I really did. Coming into this year, I was like, maybe that'll simplify things for him. But he's still walking better. It's been a bit sloppy. And even without Corey Seager, I do like this Rangers lineup, man. Josh Smith has looked really good at the plate, really good at bats.
Oh, stop.
Josh Young has looked really good. Then you add in Nate Lowe, Adolis Garcia, Simeon. I think that runs can be scored here. And I just like the price. This, for me, is just a
value
price play at plus 140.
It's a value play. I get it. And I'm on the first 5 innings money line. So let's say Luis Garcia, they're winning 3-2. I cash, and the Rangers come back. I get it. But at the same time, you and I love our advanced stats, right? We love quality of contact. We look at xwOBA more than anything. And the reality is, Martin Perez, 330 xwOBA against the Astros. Luis Garcia, 265 against the Rangers. Expected batting average, 40 points higher. Expected slugging, 70 points higher. K rates, you like strikeouts, right? You like strikeouts. They're good. You want guys to strike out. Well, Luis Garcia, 30.4% K rate versus Martin Perez at 13.2. Those starts that Martin Perez has, I'm fine losing this bet if he gives up 8 hits in 1 earned run like he keeps doing against the Astros. That's not a recipe for success. That's why I can't back this play. I love you, but I can't back it. I love
who's been – so another reason that I like this full game money line, Pete, versus taking the first 5. Well, firstly, I didn't want to fade you directly. I like that we can both win here.
Mm-hmm.
But this Astros bullpen has been getting beat up this year so far. They've allowed
I didn't want to do the full game.
a ERA over 4,
Yeah.
and a barrel percentage over 10%. So they've been getting barreled.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the full game. It purely a value play here, and that's what I like early in the season.
I like when you bet on dogs. I appreciate you. I think you're actually better on dogs than you are on favorites, honestly. Like, you've been good on dogs. Favorites have been killing you. But actually, I mean, you've been fine. We got more plays. Let's talk more plays.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Ooh. Why Pittsburgh?
Oh, dude, I was so surprised. Like, everybody yesterday on stream was giving the Pirates, including you, right? Well, some people were giving Cardinals, but there were Pirates bettors.
It was Jake and I versus on the Pirates. And Jake was on first 5, I was on full game. Tomas and Aram were on Cardinals. So it was like a 2-2 split.
Yeah, and so, like, with the reason you guys were on the Pirates yesterday, well, one, the value was insane, right? Plus 190, plus 200, like, that's insane. But they were also coming out of Coors Field, and I don't expect the Coors Field hangover effect to just last one day, first of all. I think Johan Oviedo has actually looked very solid. He struggled a lot in that first matchup against the Red Sox, right? Gave up 3 nukes in Fenway, that was in Fenway. Yeah. But he didn't walk one batter last time out against the White Sox. He gets a crap ton of ground balls. So I just think that he can limit damage, especially with the Cardinals still coming out of Coors and trying to, find the baseball a little bit here. Cardinals have been struggling, as we've mentioned. And Jake Woodford, Pete, you're giving me an opportunity to fade Jake Woodford. Are you kidding me? This guy has a 4.64 ERA as a starter. He does not strike anybody out. So, yeah, if you're giving me the Pirates first 5 money line at plus 125, again, an underdog, plus value, a pure value play for me. I love it.
Come on. Cohen, can you throw up the model of that Pirates-Cardinals game again? It just spells disaster for the Cardinals, which I think is hilarious. Look at that. Colby, are you watching the Twitch stream? Do you see that? That is not a good recipe. All right, let's go back to Colby 1 sec. But we see the Pirates like they got value. Oh, Colby's gone? Oh, no, he's back. Bringing Colby back on in 1 millisecond.
Well, we also have everybody on the Cardinals today.
Is everyone on the Cardinals?
We have 76% of the money on their money line. So.
No way the Cardinals lose 2 in a row.
Nope.
No way, right?
Nope. Couldn't happen.
You got one more play, though, right?
I got one more, Pete. One more. We're going down to San Diego. What do you like about those Padres and Michael Wacha? You hate Michael Wacha. I was shocked by this play. Yeah. It's true, but I think I hate Eric Lauer more.
That's another guy you do hate. Agreed. Yes.
So when it comes to Eric Lauer facing this Padres offense, and specifically Juan Soto and Nelson Cruz, the numbers really support the Padres, especially after a loss last night in extra innings. I was on the Brewers yesterday, actually, with the Padres traveling from New York, but Michael Wacha looks solid right now. Like, he struck out 10 Braves last time.
What's wrong with him? Why does he look great? He looked great in that start, too. I went back and watched. I was like, he's throwing the ball wherever he wants. Like, he's on it right now.
The other reason I really like Michael Wacha in this spot, though, is that he is pitching in Petco in a cold, damp night. Like, he's coming from a place where he pitched in Fenway last year, and obviously he was getting it crushed.
You know what I don't want you to do? Because I don't feel like I believe you when you talk about how good you think Michael Wacha is. What I can believe is when you talk crap on Eric Lauer, because that's what I know the fade is on. That's what you really are doing here. You don't have to sell us on Michael Wacha. Sell us on why Eric Lauer is not that guy.
Eric Lauer has not been that guy since very, very early last year when his stuff was up. Like, I remember his fastball velo was up to 96 last year at one point in the year, and we're like, wow, Eric Lauer, like, he might be getting something here. No. His fastball velocity this year is down to 90.5, Pete. It was 93.3 last year.
That's not ideal.
He's going to get crushed in this game. Padres are going to go up early. As I mentioned, Soto and Cruz just mash against him historically. The rest of this Padres lineup is great. why not? Why not put your money behind the Padres with the better offense, the better pitcher in Walker, and fade Eric Lauer?
I like it. I think it's going to hit. I think it's a good play. I would also, I don't think I don't like the overs in San Diego right now. That marine layer is thick, which only is probably going to help Walker more than it helps Lauer. I like it. Cards absolutely teed off Lauer. Yeah, they did. Scotty Betts. Yeah, they did. He's just not that good. Like, he's basically like, he's turning into kind of Wade Miley. Like, just a 5.
Dude, he's throwing 90.
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Colby, I appreciate it, my man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, find me, Colby_Olsen3 on Twitter. It's Friday night, and I'm going to get into some tequila.
Let's go. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you coming back on.
Get some winners, baby. Thank you.
Get some winners. 6 plays for our guy, Colby Olsen. Not too shabby. You're asking about plays in the comments. We're giving you plays. That's the great part about this stream. I'll go over my plays. We'll go over the model. And then a bunch of other people have a bunch of different plays. And it starts with this handsome man. This handsome fella, DeGen. What's going on, my friend? Your Rays are pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Damn.
I know. I'm a little nervous about today, but
DeGen, plus 350 to win the division. Can I get a what's up?
I mean, look, I'm gonna be cool, calm, and collected. All right.
Okay.
I'm very excited, but I gotta tell you, I'm not overly surprised. If you're not familiar, so I had a week of basically consulting with some of the top baseball brains in the community outside of yourself. And we went through a lot of teams. I made some plays. I did take the Blue Jays to win the division.
That's insane by you. Like, know what the Rays had and you still took the Jays?
Well, hold on.
The Jays are frauds.
I'm going to give you some good news. I was on the Rays to win the World Series for the past 2 years. Or wait, was it 2 years ago? When did they play the Dodgers? That was COVID year, right?
That was yes, that was COVID year and they lost.
Yeah,
Dodgers. That was their only championship ever.
Yeah, they were 30-1. I went to them again last year, so I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it again, but I really like their team. It's my largest season win total I've ever placed is on the Tampa Bay Rays over 89.5 wins, 7 units. Nope, we're not catching it yet, but feel very confident about that. So, anyways, I do have the Blue Jays.
I've never seen you make a play above 2 units.
Oh, brother.
No, that's a lie. That's maybe like 5, 7.
Yes, on a future bet, I don't typically go that high. Peter, I posted my slip on your Twitter last year where I had 10 units on the Rays to beat the Guardians in the playoffs. So, listen, I'm not a guy who just likes to tout my wins. I will share my losses with you.
I respect that.
Yes, so you have. Maybe you didn't see it, but it was out there for you. Anyways, I'm very excited about this team. It's not really that surprising to me. I talked about this with Javon, another fellow Ray fan, but I saw the potential in this lineup last season that just could not put it together. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were miserable at the plate. It was really, really tough to watch. But the fact that the Rays didn't make any moves, for a bat at least, I trust this franchise and this organization so much, except when it comes to building a new stadium.
It's the second worst stadium in all of Major Leagues.
What's the worst? Is it
Oakland.
Dodger Stadium?
Oakland. Oh, have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been to Oakland? I have a soft spot because those are some of my first games I would go with my dad. And unbelievable time because I'd watch the Yankees win by 60. That stadium is a dump. Love the people in Oakland. They have to go to a porta potty of a stadium.
Yeah, that sucks. They're probably going to move to Vegas.
Yeah, they probably will. But let's get into your picks. Picks.
Yeah.
Right?
So anyways,
wait, but you're not on the Rays.
Worried
about
the
Rays.
No, I haven't bet the Rays one time this season. I'm very upset with myself a little bit. But I like I said, I'm an investor. But I just like to watch from the sideline. I'll pick my spots later in the year. Now one of my plays. I'm on a total. Actually, I'm on 2 totals.
You have been. Let's just go over what you've done on stream so far. 1 unit, 1.5 units, 1.67 units. You have not given us a loss yet.
Am I 5-0?
You are 5-0.
Yes.
And it's all totals, and you have 2 more today. I can't wait to hear them.
Yes.
Let's start with the first one.
On the season, I tallied it up per my Action Network. tracking of the bets. 16-3-1 on full game totals. I have played some team totals. Haven't tallied those up, but finding a little success here and there.
Little.
And
Yeah,
trust
little.
me, like I've told you, because I am not bragging, I had great success in the MLB season, April and May. Fell off a cliff after that. So I'm going to enjoy it while I can, but I'm going to lean into it a little bit more. The first one that jumped off the board to me was the Giants and Tigers at 9. It's currently at 9. I got it at 8.5. Over was -120. I think you can actually still find that.
I think you can too. The great part about BetMGM is you can look at the totals and they have every you could bet on over 1.5 if you want it, -50 billion. So it's 1.5 to. Let me just, while you're explaining, I'll just look for the lines right now. So yeah, break into that pick.
So basically, what I like to do.
Oh, it's at 8.5 -120. Sorry to interrupt. It's
no,
at 8.5
fine.
-120.
It's still So
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see it at 9. I want the CLV and I want the line moving in favor of what I like. So what I like to do is just always being a contrarian. People kind of have a misunderstanding or misconception of what that means. I don't think I'm smarter than the books. I think the books are smarter than me. And I'm not a professional handicapper in the sense that I have my own numbers and my own models, etc. I can't do it full time and I don't know enough. So what I do is I lean on Vegas and these odds makers and their algorithms and what they set, and basically whatever simulations they run spits out this number. And with these two teams on paper, with their offenses, the Tigers and the Giants, I'm just a little surprised to have seen this open at 8.5 and get up to 9.
Yep.
So I have no choice but to already lean over, and then I go and I look at the splits. Now this changed. I just pulled it up. This changed drastically. I saw earlier today it was 36% of the bets, 34% of the money was on the over.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't public, and it really wasn't even sharp. But I guess now it is. Because according to the updated data, it's 40% of the bets, 78% of the money. So
wow,
could be a weather thing. I don't know, but I like it. It just looks like it's higher than it should be.
You want to hear something crazy? Why I think this is going to hit?
Why?
2 worst offenses against lefties in baseball, 2 lefties going on, and we have wind blowing in, and it's going the line is shifting to the over. That is a telltale sign of they know something that we don't.
That's what I think. And look, it's not a foolproof thing.
Absolutely.
And so betting like this, when it doesn't hit, you look like a complete jackass. And if it does hit, then you look like a genius. So I'm willing to accept that. And again, as you can tell, it's been working so far this year. I'd be a fool not to keep leaning into it.
What's also in your favor? Someone dropped it in the chat. Apple TV overs. They cash, dude.
Is this game on Apple TV?
I don't know why. It's a horrible game. I'm on the Tigers money line, and I hate it. But I
like that too. I like the Tigers too. Honestly, I even thought about playing the Tigers team total over. Guy in my stream who's really sharp with these team total numbers in all sports pointed out that the Tigers team total was 3.5 juice to the over, 120, moved to 125, moved to 130, and even was at 4 on FanDuel. And they have, you look at the runs they've been scoring, they're not going over 3.5 very often. So again, I just think all of this is very telling. It makes me like the Tigers. It makes me like the over. Probably should you're making, I think, maybe the smarter decision on taking the Tigers because that's plus money.
Yeah, plus 120.
Yeah, so that's better than playing a total at -120. I just can't not continue to lean into totals if I'm finding success there. So that's my reasoning for doing that instead of the Tigers. But I like both. I like both a lot.
When you're 16-3.
And 1. 16-3-1. Full game total so far this year.
That's you roll with what you got. I was talking to Tomas, right? And he had a bad day. And I was he's up 30 units to start the year. It's whatever your system is, just keep hammering it because you're seeing the board well. If you see the total and it's working for you, don't worry about the money line. 16-3. You got to keep playing what you're seeing and it's working. And you even said you had success doing this at this same point last year. The books have not adjusted what you're doing. I think it's the right play, especially with it moving up. I think the Tigers score a bunch off Manaea.
Yeah.
And of course, it's Joey Wentz. He's not that good. And neither bullpen is good either. So it's actually the baseball play. While both teams have struggled against lefties, the Tigers project to be much better than that, as do the Giants. So the numbers right now are bad. but they're all supposed to get better. Not good bullpens, not good starting pitching, and the fences are moved in. So the baseball brain, although it seems contrarian, actually it does lean into what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like to hear you say all of that. So, and hearing about the bullpen thing, that's something I don't know enough of. I just don't follow baseball all that much. But I know people ask me sometimes, what about the first 5? What about the full game? I mean, I'm not against the first 5 because it does. I think something tells me that Manaea is probably going to get hit today. But if the teams have bad bullpens, I think it would make much more sense. And another guy had a good point. Actually, I do like this angle. If you like the home team and you like the over, sometimes it makes sense to play the first 5 over because you might not get that bottom 9th. You know what I mean? So that takes away a little bit from the offense. So it's just something to consider. But yeah, full game over, that's one play. Then the other one, all the way down the list at the later end of the day. So this is going to be interesting. I've played, do you know what the Grand Salami is?
Yeah, it's all the runs of the day.
It's a very fun bet. Yeah, if your chat isn't familiar, the combined runs
of every game. It's normally in the 130 range.
Yep, didn't even look at it today, but I'm 3-0 on that this year. I did like the over. I'm choosing to, I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass, I'm choosing to hone in on the particular games I like rather than just play the salami. But the other day when I played the salami, I was on the over. The first 5 games, this is exactly the similar thing. I like a lot of these early game overs. I like the Reds over. I like the Nationals over. I like the Marlins over. You know what I mean? So I'm getting deja vu. Now, here's what I'll tell you. Those early games that I liked all ended up going over. And then the late night games, the last 3 went under. So it's like a law of averages thing here. I'm kind of jumping the gun, but I also have no problem if anybody wanted to like tail this or bet it as well, to just sit and wait and see what happens. 9:40 p.m., the Mets and the A's. I like this under. Now, if we see the same thing happen again to where a lot of the early games go over, it'll make me like it even more. Not necessarily saying I'm going to increase my units or anything like that. I already like it enough to play the under. And really, I know Senga, I'm pretty sure he's had a good start to the year. So in Caprillion, I don't think he's had a great start, but people like Caprillion.
I like Caprillion.
You like Caprillion.
I don't think he's as bad as the market makes him out to be. Like, for example, I love Tyler Wells in relation to the market. I love Caprillion in relation to the market. So it's like guys are priced. That's why Cal Quantrill was my ultimate horse. He was he was an underdog at home like every day because models hate him. And I was like, in relation to the market, he's the best. That's the point. Guy like Caprillion fits that mold. Guy like Tyler Wells fits that mold. Guys who don't strike out guys, so the models don't love them because they look at all these advanced stats, which strikeouts and walks are huge. And Caprillion is that type of pitcher.
Yeah. Well, I think he pitches well today.
I can see it.
If you look at the A's in their last 8 games, the A's have played to the over 7 of the last 8. And I mean, I'm not talking about just barely getting over by a run. I mean, I'm talking they're soaring over.
You see that Orioles A's series? Nuts.
Yeah, and if they're not putting up any runs like they did against the Rays, because the Rays have the best pitching staff of all time, then the A's pitching is horrible, and their opponents are getting there. So you look at the splits too, and again, I always like to remind people, I just like to factor this in. It's not the only thing I use to make my decision. You got 66% of the bets, 91% of the money on the over, but I don't see the line moving. I still see it at 8.
Did move a tick. Minus 120 now. So you could bet the under at plus 100. So it moved 5 cents in the direction that you wouldn't like it to. But the model likes the under today. You have travel on your side. Mets traveling.
And the A's.
And the A's are traveling.
The Mets are off.
Someone's traveling. I forget. Someone is traveling. I like Senga. I like the A's bullpen is sneaky okay. And Caprillion is also sneaky okay. I lean the under with you. I think you go 2-0. I really do. I love both of these.
Great. Yeah, those are my plays. I see the queue filling up, so I'm happy to keep moving it along.
Yeah, get out of here.
All right, sounds good.
No, I appreciate you, my man. Before you leave, plug anything you need. You're amazing, and you've been killing on stream. The guy hasn't lost yet, and I think he keeps winning today. Appreciate you,
At the DGen Weekly on Twitter. I appreciate it, Peter. Good luck today, and go Rays.
Go Rays.
Stop that. Stop that.
I hate the Blue Jays more, so go Rays.
I thought you might.
I do.
Thought you might. All right, take it easy.
Talk to you, my man. I mean, this is what we're here to do. Just give you winners. And we got more winners on the queue. We got another person coming in. Oh, we got the man, the myth, the legend, the mustache, and it is Jake Hazen.
What's up, Peter?
Pirates. You and I were the only people on planet Earth on the Pirates. Actually, Cam's money was also on the Pirates. We all cashed together. Wasn't it glorious?
Yeah, it was good. See, all our plays lined up today as well. So,
Oh, what do you want today?
I know we're both. I forgot which one. It was Rockies.
Oh, we're both on the Marlins, and you took the I took Pirates full game money line yesterday. You took them first 5. Now I'm on Seattle first 5. You're on Seattle full game money line. Let's talk about Seattle first.
I mean, there's not really much to talk about. It's the same thing with the Pirates the other day. I mean, there's a lot more to talk about, dude. How about Vince? Hold on, I can't let this go. Vince Velasquez? What the hell? Cy Young.
We talked about it. Just don't throw that stupid curveball.
That dude, all those pitches that were getting crushed, I'm pretty sure every single time it was the curveball. His
So
slider and fastball looked untouchable.
I agree.
But curveball was literally getting smashed every single time. But yeah, not much to talk about today. I don't even know who the pitcher is for the Mariners. And
Tommy
I don't
Malone.
care.
I don't care either. It's a
I don't
fade
know
on the
who that is.
Rockies bats.
Is he good? Is he a prospect?
No, not really. It's not that good.
I haven't really
But
watched
you know who
baseball.
wasn't good either? Colin Ray yesterday. 6 innings, 1 run. Because it's about the bats. These guys are all major league pitchers. If you're coming off Coors, bad hitting conditions, like your bats just tend to not show up against random dudes. Tommy Malone, no, he's not that good. But neither is Marco Gonzalez. And the Rockies' better split is against lefties anyway. So I ain't worried.
Yeah, no. I mean, Tommy Malone's also a lefty.
Damn it.
So it's okay, though. We don't care.
We
Like
don't
I said,
care.
not much to talk about here. Gomber, he sucks against righties. A lot of righties for the Mariners. Pitcher's ballpark. I think this game soars under. It's pretty pricey now, and I don't lay juice very often, but you're allowed to lay juice when you smack Pirates yesterday and you get the average odds down. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay the juice. I don't know. You can readjust it. It's a new pitcher, new bet. Minus 176. I'm gonna lay 1.5 units on it if we're gonna adjust it since the pitcher change. I'm not gonna lay 1.76, but yeah, Gomber can't get righties out. A lot of righties in the Mariners. Not really much to talk about here. Just system play.
Love it. Love it. You're fading the Rockies bats. You're taking the Mariners, who match up really well against Gomber. Very similar for me, too. My write-up this morning, I think I even wrote, I was like, this is going to be short. It's the system we play. Rockies are 2-10 last year in their first game off Coors Field. It's just, they don't win. They don't show up. And they're not even good anyway. And all their batters have worse splits on the road anyway. It's just you take it, and you'll win more often than you lose. Let's
Rockies
get to...
I love that team because they have so many systems that are so profitable.
I know. They're such a great team. I love betting against, on, overs, unders. They fit so many systems. Let's just go over the Marlins because I'm on them too. A lot of people heard why I like the Marlins, but I'd love for you to break it down in case I didn't talk about something that you really like.
So yeah, there's really not much to talk about for this guy by the name of Mr. Mad Bum. He's a very bad pitcher, and
Yes, he is.
I'm not going to explain about how bad he is because I'm pretty sure the chat should know about now. But Mr. Trevor Rogers, you brought it up right in the head. You kind of took the words out of my mouth. This guy, him and Pablo Lopez are two guys that struggled heavily against the Mets last season.
Mm-hmm.
His first 2 starts against the Mets, his X-stats are still great. His K rate's kind of down, but I think that's going to spike up today against this.
The whiff rate is still up too. It's he's not striking guys out as much, but whiff rates on his pitches are still strong.
95 percentile in chase rate.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
Have his stuff up right now. Yeah, so I think the lefties in his lineup because I think he's gonna dominate them throughout his career. We had some highs and lows for him, but he's always been incredibly elite against lefties. I hope he is because he is a lefty. But this D-backs lineup's got plenty of those in there. I think he's gonna shove today, and I think
agree.
that this is gonna be a no sweat. First inning Marlins are putting runs. Their lineup's horrible, but I still trust him to put up runs today against Mad Bum, and they're not as bad against lefties anymore. That's another fake narrative that went to die. Didn't really die yesterday. That really prove it. The Pirates, they're getting on base. They're seeing the ball better, but they came through.
They sucked. Let's be real. That narrative I don't think is dead. They sucked. Dude, Brian Hayes, I mean, what a disaster of a hitter he is. He's an all-world defender. He can't hit, dude. It's a ground ball to second base every AB.
Yeah, it's going to die eventually. Just wait.
Yeah, maybe one day they get 3 runs off a lefty, and it'll be oh, it's dead now. I don't know.
It's dead. I'm declaring it. It's now dead.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. They get 1 home run. Remember when they got 2 runs off Framber?
G-Man Choi, first career home run off a lefty ever. It was the first time Framber Valdez let up a home run off a lefty in like 3 years. That was insane. That was the most legendary moment in probably baseball history.
I agree.
Valdez hard. And PNC too.
I agree. And Kata Oppo, left center.
In a pitcher's park. Yeah, it was the most legendary moment ever.
All right. You got another system play. It's tail Justin Steele until I run out of money.
It's Justin Steele day, baby. Oh my gosh, it's one of the best days ever. So yeah, now in Noah Syndergaard, I mean, he should be doing better, but he's just, I mean, me and Cam both kind of dropped our nuts on Luis Garcia and Syndergaard, and my God, they are not looking good. But
why didn't you drop your nuts on Ohtani with me? Like, that's the bet.
I agreed with you. I didn't drop my nuts though. I would have dropped my nuts on Pablo Lopez too, but he's not anywhere now. He looks pretty damn good right now. But yeah. So Syndergaard, I mean, Syndergaard minus 180 in this economy. Can you believe it?
In this economy.
I can't believe it. So, yeah, I mean, he just I don't know. I don't know if they can fix him. His velo's all the way down. His stuff's not breaking too crazy. It's just, I like this spot. This Cubs lineup's a lot better, but we're here to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Justin Steele. So his stats are a bit inflated right now, but that isn't due. I wouldn't say it's inflated really too much because he's getting like super lucky. It's just more because his first 2 games he was played in really, really good pitcher conditions. One was blowing in Wrigley, it was cold. So his ERA is that low because his condition's really good. But this guy's also just really good at baseball. So he is one of the best pitchers in MLB from limiting hard contact from this last year and this year. He doesn't give up hard hits. He puts the ball on the ground. He does not allow home runs. He doesn't allow barrels. Last year, he was super high in barrel rate. This year, he's 82nd percentile, 88th percentile hit rate. Doesn't allow us any slugging. I mean, the guy's just his slider is an elite top end slider in this league. So, yeah, we're gonna be backing him at plus. I forgot what number we got. 125. I think we got. We're going the first 5. We're not going full game. I think the Cubs bullpen is. I just want no action in that, and I don't want to fade the Dodgers bullpen. So we're gonna keep it the first 5. We're gonna back Justin Steele, and we're gonna fade Syndergaard.
I think it's fair. So I'm just looking at the line for you right now. So we got you at plus 122, plus 125. I mean, same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna hit. So it doesn't really. And it's the. No, I have another pick. I think. Oh no, I don't because I don't have first 5 team totals on this book. Never mind.
But let the people know where they can go find more of your picks.
You can find it at JakeMLB31 on Twitter.
Appreciate you, my man. Always delivering us winners. The last time you came on stream, just for the people, just so they're clear, you made us 1.8 units because you swept. Oh, wait.
No, I first 5 money line pushed, and the first 5 plus the hook, that was like plus 135 I hit for half unit.
Exactly. Appreciate you, my man. Killed it. Per usual. Talk to you soon, all right? Coach, what else do we got on queue? Tomas Romo has an enormous card today. Tomas, man, you lost. And which is like an insane thing to say because you haven't all year and you finally lost. They finally got you, and now you're out for revenge. Oh no. Give us a second here, ladies and gentlemen.
He dropped off. Might have been him.
Oh, I think it might have been Tomas accidentally dropped off.
We got Ben here.
All right, we'll go to Ben first. We'll go to Ben first, and then we'll go to Tomas. Ben's ready to give us some winners. Gorgeous background. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. You know, let me clear the air here. Picks on stream have not been good, but that's okay. It's a long season.
You know, I was on Behind the Lines today, and they were asking, and I was like, yeah, Ben carries in last. And as soon as I said it, and I was about to say this, they were like, buy stock in Capwise right now. And I was like, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, picks on stream haven't been great, but I know you're killing it. And before you even start, I was talking about that thing post Coors. You've mentioned it. I know it's VMI, but what does that stand for?
Yeah,
explain that to people.
Yeah, so let me start off with this. I've known about this whole Coors thing since like 2017, and it was something that, as a Rockies fan, and the market didn't really like pick it up. It definitely wasn't mainstream, and there's been guys who have been betting this, I think, since like the early 2000s. And the whole idea is that when the Rockies come off of a homestand and then they go play on the road, they're not acclimated to how the ball moves. So essentially, the reason why pitchers struggle at cores is because their two seamer doesn't have as much movement. The slider doesn't move the way it should. The curveball doesn't have its its arc. That's why Clayton Kershaw, he always dodges cores. Like you look at his games he's played in like Chase or like San Francisco, and it's like 20, 30 starts, and then cores I think he has like 2, right? Like he knows about this. Blake Snell, I hopped on his Twitch stream. It was late night, and I was asking him, I'm like, do you like to pitch in cores? And he's like, hell no. He basically was like, they approached me and they said, would I rather pitch in cores or just wait to play whoever else on the road? And I think it was like the Astros or something, and Astros were raking. And he was like, no, I'd rather go play the Astros than the Rockies. So when you go to sea level, basically the Rockies, like they're acclimated to seeing the ball a certain way, and then the ball doesn't move the same way. So you're trying to hit fastballs and curves in the major leagues to begin with is hard. Now trying to do it when it's like an inch off, right?
Exactly.
A lot of whiffs, a lot of swings and misses, weak contact, and the Rockies have some really bad numbers for K rates on the road, hard hit balls, things like that. So that leads me into my first play, Peter.
Seattle Mariners money line.
Yeah,
we're aligned. I'm on them through the first 5. I don't care. Like money line, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I think it's a good look. Look, the number isn't as great as I thought it'd be, but I'm probably going to be a system play throughout the year unless something changes.
Yep, has to be. Do we have a graphic for Mr. Ben Carey on the Seattle Mariners money line? Yeah, but I mean, you kind of broke down why. I'm just curious too, from just like a Rockies perspective. Like, is there anyone you think adjusts quickly? Like, is there anyone to be worried about, or you just love the Rockies? Because like, the only reason I ask is like you're not putting 1.65 units on it; it's 1.2. So I'm just curious.
I think it was the price because
it's so expensive, and it's honestly overvalued a little bit. But it's like you have to play it.
Yeah, I mean at this point, unless it was up to like minus 190, 200, I'd stay off of it. But it's just one of those things where I'm adjusting my unit size accordingly. And Peter, the other thing with the Rockies is they don't really play small ball at all.
Yeah,
I think they're last place in steals like attempted. So they have guys with some speed, like the bottom of the lineup, but like I don't know if it's the analytics team or Bud
They
Black.
They don't have an analytics team.
Yeah, didn't they fire the analytics team?
I have no idea what they're doing. They don't.
No,
work on
here's
logic.
Peter. Here's the joke. They were using like their the clubhouse guys, the assistants, to like do analytics, like back 2 years ago. It's a true story. It's insanity. Anyways, we don't need to talk about that. I know we got a few people in queue. I'll be quick with these overs. I got 3 overs. I'll be real quick.
Let's break it down. We'll start with Tampa Bay, Toronto. Perfect.
Tampa Bay, Toronto. I mean, there's a lot I could say here, but I think it makes sense. Barrios on the mound. The Rays can have those innings where they literally score 4 to 5.
It's crazy.
Kind of a square play, I guess you could say, but I like the over 9.
Let's see if where the lines are now for anyone who wants.
I think it's still 9. It's not budging.
Still at 9.
So
ain't budging.
That's so good.
Perfect, my man.
These next 2 I think might have moved a little bit. So I put a unit and a half on each of these 2. If it's at 9 for both of these 2, just play like a standard unit. First one, Braves and Royals. I like the over. Some good condition. Weather conditions for overs in Kansas City. Singer on the mound is giving up a lot of hard hit contact. I think the Braves are going to have a day with him, and I also think Morton. Morton's one of those guys who can have those really good starts, but I think the Royals can get maybe 1 or 2 on him, and then hopefully another. More. You think so?
I think this soars. I think this is a great play.
Yeah. Are you on this today?
No, but I think the more I think about it, because like for me, like. I got this weird thing with Morton where I still like I'm holding out belief that he's good, and I'm just like waiting for that start. And he's just a pitcher for me, kind of similar to Singer. I just need to see more from these guys because it's like I have these perceptions about him, and I've been wrong so far. So I don't want to like double down and like keep testing my luck. So I'm just waiting, trying to get more data on them.
Yeah, and he's high contact guy too.
Like that's not everybody else's, just me.
No, I think it's fair. These high contact pitchers, I'm more reluctant like to fade them, right? Like
They're tough.
I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see how it plays out with the shift. And
I
then
mean,
the
line
last
movement
one
is on your side. Like
Yeah,
now I'm seeing minus 120 at over 9. Like it might come to 9.5 by game time because it doesn't start till 8.
Yeah, no, this definitely moved. So still, if you can get it at 9, it's still playable at 1 unit.
Awesome. Let's get to your last one.
Yeah, last one. This one was just kind of another line move type play, and I also think the Cardinals are going to put up some runs after yesterday. They had a lot of hard hit balls, and I was on the Pirates money line too. I didn't pitch it or give it out for the contest, but it was good to see that one go through because a lot of the heavy money line underdogs I've been on haven't come through, so it was good to see that one. But the Cardinals did hit the ball. They had like 3 to 4 that I think were like at the fence. So hopefully Goldie can hit a home run. Did you know this would be his 10th straight game without a home run?
I know. I mean, our community entry is under 29.5 home runs pitched by Phil Zutley. Killing it.
Yeah. Goldie's been having an interesting approach. Like even in Coors, he was just trying to hit the ball hard and not like really over the fence. Just kind of getting it in play. So
I think he's just kind of getting in a rhythm. Like these guys who are so good, it's like it's so early, but then like they start feeling right, and then they'll hit 10 home runs in like 2 weeks, and you're just like, okay, you're so back, and that's what I feel like Goldie's doing. Like I still like the under, but I'm almost worried that he's not hitting him right now because I'm like, this guy's so due. He's so
like
due.
Goldie and Ohtani, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of home runs yet, but they'll come.
It's coming.
They'll come. Yeah.
I mean, it's April 14th. Like people are like, we gotta like. It is so early. We're
like a day in, or we're a game into like the NFL season right now.
Literally, it's week 1. So it's like whatever. Like remember Joe Burrow and the Bengals off the Super Bowl hangover? They go 0-2, and then they like. I mean, it's
sky's falling.
So early. It's so early.
Yeah, super early. So
appreciate you, Ben. Though plug whatever you need before you go.
You guys can tune in every morning on Twitch at 11:30 Eastern. We're going live. Nick's going to be on every day. We're covering the MLB slate. So every day, tune in tomorrow morning. We'll be on.
Hell yeah. Where's Nick?
I don't think Nick had anything today.
Scared?
Nick, you scared?
Yeah, just scared.
Don't tempt him. He'll come on with something now.
I called mid-major a coward because he didn't come on. So now I got to give Nick's in the chat. Yeah, he's got the coward award today. Sorry.
See, Nick's gonna come on with something now. Watch.
Perfect.
I've done this on stream with him too. Like I'll say something and then he'll be like, "All right, fine. You want to play? I'll give you one."
What's that psychological trick? It's you know what I'm talking about? It's like
reverse psychology.
No, not. It's like there's like a cooler term for it. You know what I'm saying? I'll think about it.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. I think everybody in the chat knows what I'm talking about, but I don't
manipulation.
know.
You're basically manipulating.
I'm manipulating him. I'm gaslighting him. I'm gaslighting him into giving us plays.
There you go.
All right, my friend. I appreciate you.
I'll see you later.
Talk to you soon. We're kind of rolling right now. We were going over all the games. We got tons of cappers, and they're all excellent. They all know what they're talking about, and that's the best part of this stream. And we got one more. We got Tomas, who's literally can't lose, except for yesterday, which is insane because that never has happened to him. I think the opening day started March 30th, and I think he won every day except yesterday. So I'm so excited for your bounce back.
Yep, yesterday was without a doubt, the worst day we've had to the MLB season. We're not going to run away from it. We're not going to shy. Hey, it happens.
You better not run away from it. It's your first time ever in like 2 weeks.
Exactly. So we're going back to the board, and instead of playing it safe, I said no. I'm going to run out 5-6 plays, and I got a parlay too, and I'm ready to rock, Peter. Let's go.
Let's do it. First game for Tomas. Who we got?
Let's look at this Tampa Bay Toronto Blue Jays game, and I know this is going to be the game that everyone has their eyes on today.
Oh yeah, you got 3 plays in this game.
I got 3 plays in this game because I sat there this morning and I said, yeah, let's do it. I'm going to be the square guy today, and I was so okay with it. I was cool with it. Whatever happens. But give me the Tampa Bay Rays, baby.
Colby had the same point. He was like, I am so fine losing a unit on the Rays right now. So fine.
Yep. So fine. So cool with it. Also, too, is Drew Mouse today. I've bet him last 2 starts, and he's came through for us. I'm going to go back to the well again today. I took him first half money line. I took them full game money line. And I also have the over 9 in that game. And I kind of want to get to the over because I think you'll like where I'm coming from here, Peter. Seeing this game as, I would say, a higher total, especially with a team that are divisional teams, And we know how bad Jose Barrios has been, just in general. I don't know what happened to him ever since he got traded. And he's 1-4 with a 5.86 ERA in 8 starts against the Rays. Also, too, when I look at this game, seeing that over 9-9 being the total, I go, man, the books are thinking someone's scoring some runs today. Mm-hmm. And having a guy like Rasmussen on the mound going against Barrios, and if for me, I'm sitting there, if they're going to give me 9 runs, I'm feeling pretty good that it's going to be the Rays that are going to be scoring. I know we had other cappers come on and talk about, you never know, the Rays can drop 4 or 5 runs in one inning. We saw them do it yesterday in the 5th inning against the Red Sox where they just exploded with 2 outs.
Yeah.
And so this team is so good. And like I'm not like I said, I'm not afraid to lose a unit on the Rays. They're hot. They're undefeated. Let's go.
Come on.
Come on. I'm fired up today. Today's going to be a good day, Peter.
3 plays, same game, over, Rays again. Kid won't stop the heater. Let's go to your next game because we already know the pitch for the Rays. They're undefeated and they can't lose and they're amazing and they're going to put up 9 themselves.
Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Let's look at this New York Mets Oakland Athletics game.
Ooh.
How about the Mets, baby? I'm all on the Mets again here. I'm going to take them on the run line, though. I'm not going to lay the juice there. But when I look at this game, pretty much the Mets have had the off day yesterday. Oakland had to travel back home. New York has the day off. And coming into those type of games, I'm going to bet the better team. The Mets had an extra day to get rested. Their bullpen is completely rested. Oakland, hey, they scratched a couple games there in Baltimore. Tip your cap to them.
They're a Major League Baseball team. They're going to win 58 games this year.
Yeah. Do I have their team total under? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, Mets, they had the day off. I like Senga in this matchup as well. And just looking at the system here, since 2015, when teams have an off day versus teams who don't, 283 and 179, 61% win rate since 2015. Mets get the day off, system play. Give me the run line.
Excellent. Producer Cohen, you're a Mets fan. You think they roll today?
Senga's going to deal today.
Senga's going to deal today was the quote. You're in good company. I love it, my man. So right now, Tomas has the Rays money line, Rays first 5. Money line or spread?
Money line.
Money line. Then he has the over 9 in that game. His second play, but second game, his 4th play is the Mets on the run line. And your 5th play?
5th play, we're going to look at the Chicago Cubs, Los Angeles Dodgers tonight.
Okay.
I like Steele as well. I know Jake has the Cubs tonight, and he's on the Steele train. I'm going to go the under 8.5 in this game.
I lean with you.
Really do like the under. The betting percentage of this game, 68% of the tickets are on the over, but yet almost like 80% of the money is on the under. And looking at Justin Steele, he has looked really good in his first couple starts. And that's one of those games where, for me personally, like you were talking about Brady Singer and like Charlie Morton, hoping that you're kind of just waiting to see, are they good or are they bad or whatever. That's how I feel about Justin Steele. And I think a game going into against this Dodgers lineup, we're going to see, is this guy legit or not? Mm-hmm. I think he is. And 8.5, I feel like it just seems low. It seems a little too low for, I don't understand having a guy like Syndergaard on the mound, especially. And I think this is a big spot for Chicago as well. Steele has faced the Dodgers before, 3.6 ERA in 2 starts. I know Syndergaard struggled in his last start, but when he made his first one at home, he looked really good. I see him bouncing back, pitching a low-scoring game here in LA. Night game, give me the under 8.5.
Reason I lean with you too is the Cubs bullpen isn't that good, but I like how they're using them, right? Because they seem to be piggybacking these starters with their swingman, and it's working. Keegan Thompson, Javier Assad, Alzolay.
Albert Alzolay.
I like this formula. And then when you look at the Dodgers bullpen, it's unbelievably good.
Oh yeah. That's why I see it too. I mean, let's get real. I mean, let's say we get to the 5th, 6th inning of this game and we had a 3-2, even 4-2 ball game. I go, well, I mean, I'm going to sweat out these next 3-4 innings, but I trust both of these bullpens because as long as this is a close game, I feel good about this one soaring under. I really do.
This kind of reminds me. So yesterday I was on the Padres Brewers under. Started off 3 runs in the first inning, 3-3 by the 9th, going in extras. Like that kind of game where the first 5 over hits, but the under hits. Like that kind of game script where Syndergaard gives up 2, 3, Steele gives up 2 or 3. It's 3-2, 3-3 going into the 6th, and the game ends 4-3, 5-3. Like it's just one more run trickles in and your under hits. I think it's a good play.
I know it's going to be close, but I'm completely cool with the under 8.5. I feel like the sucker bet is the over. So hey, let's switch it up there.
Any more plays?
I got a little parlay for you, Peter. A little parlay. I think you're gonna like this one. I got the Guardians money line and the Astros money line.
Love the Astros. Guardians, I'm a little bit afraid of because that line is stanky.
I am too. If it
but
makes
it's Cal.
Better,
it's Cal. He's gonna win.
I was like, it might be the square play, but I'm gonna fade the Nationals and I'm gonna back your guy Cal Quantrill. So here we go.
I love it. Any particular reason? Like, do you think the Guardians match up against Trevor Williams? We already kind of talked about the Astros. Can you just because I'm on the Astros first five, you write about the Astros for just baseball. So Cal, all right, Guardians are way better. Why do you love the Astros today?
Well, yesterday I remember me and you were talking about the Astros and the teams that they have dominated, and the Texas Rangers. I said we're one of them. Since 2017, Houston is 70-35, and they have also hit Martin Perez really well.
Yeah.
He's 0-3 in his last 3 starts against Houston. And Luis Garcia, I know he has had a rough start to the season, but I think he's good. He is a very good pitcher. I think he just needs to get settled in. His changeup is, when it's on, it is one of the toughest pitches. It's like it disappears from hitters.
Yeah.
I really do like Garcia being at home as well. And Garcia is also undefeated in his last 3 starts against the Rangers as well. And I've seen the line. It opened up at like -155, -160. Still, I think it's moved like maybe 5, maybe 10 cents in Houston's favor. But I really do like Houston, especially this is their first game of the season against the Rangers at home. Lone Star Series, just kind of the storyline behind it as well. I like the Stros. I watch enough. I've seen way too many Astros games to not feel like they're going to not win this game today. They're going to win. I've seen it enough. The history's on my side. Let's go Astros. Let's go Guardians. Come on.
Let's go, baby. Great plays today. Excited for your card. If the Rays lose and it goes under, the card looks terrible. But if the Rays win and it goes over, you are cruising, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
Really appreciate you. Again, plug that Twitter. People got to find where your plays are. They can find them on justbaseball.com, but I want people to follow your Twitter.
Twitter, T_Romo5. I post all my plays there, as well as other content, just baseball articles, all the good stuff. And then I'm also on TikTok, Tomas.Romo1. I do all my plays there, as well as other videos and content. So, yeah, give me a follow. And, hey, Peter, let's have ourselves a day.
Let's have a day, my friend. Appreciate you, my guy. And remember, as Tomas leaves, it's Tomas, not Thomas. Tomas, Tomas, Romo on Twitter. You got to give my guy a follow. Appreciate you, my friend.
See you later, Peter.
Talk soon. Do we got anything else on queue? Who else was supposed to come on today? I think
so. Javon.
Javon.
We have his picks. He can't come on. He said.
So he's a coward. We'll give his picks though.
Something come up. I don't know. Mid-major, haven't heard.
Mid-major, coward.
Cali wager, haven't heard.
Cali wager, coward. The Coward Awards.
That's it. Want to start with those?
We'll start with them. So they submitted their picks. Again, I'll go over them. We'll put up the graphic so we know Javon has been on a heater. Cali wager, not as much. And mid-major Matt has been very good too. But we'll start with Javon, right? So these are Javon's plays. Where is Javon?
He's all at the bottom on the street.
Okay. Javon's on the Marlins -1.5 throughout the full game. Loves the Marlins too, as do I. We like the Marlins. Go Fish. We love the Marlins. Javon's always on a heater. I like the Marlins too, the first 5 on the money line. He thinks they just went on the spread. He's got a half unit on it. And money line. Hammering the Marlins. As am I. Look at this smile. I'm a happy guy. We got the milkman on my play. It's not my play. I just on the Marlins, so is he. It's our play. Go Fish. If you lose to Madison Bumgarner, you are a garbage franchise. It's not even my fault. Can we get that in the chat? It's not our fault if the Marlins lose. It's the Marlins' fault. If you don't beat Madison Bumgarner, fold the franchise. I think that's a fair point. Fold the franchise. His next pick, what was he looking at?
Detroit Giants over.
Detroit. Oh, him and DeGen are on the same play. I mean, he and DeGen is 16-3 on totals, and Javon's on this over too. They love it. I like it too. I think the Tigers win. I'd rather them at plus money. I think the Tigers are going to score a bunch of runs today. I think the game goes over too. I think it's a smart play. So I think those are his only ones. No, he's got props. He's got props. What are the props here for Javon? Ooh, Soler over 1.5 bases. Well, Chisholm, unfortunately, can't put a run in there because he won't be playing. But Drew Rasmussen over 27.5 fantasy score. It's probably going to be a plus 200 play because, of course, Jazz ain't in the lineup. But I love Soler's matchup today. Sorry?
You put a full unit down on it.
Put a full unit on this. I think Soler is a great play. I think Soler is a great play. I love his matchup against Bumgarner. And Rasmussen, he's just relying on him having a quality start today against the Blue Jays. I think it happens. Solid plays. Let's move on to Cali Wagers plays. What did Cali Wagers submit today?
Atlanta, money line.
Oh, he's on the Braves money line against the Royals. First person I've ever heard be on the Braves today, which is funny because the Royals are such a trendy dog, but Cali Wagers going with the Braves. He likes Chuck Morton. We talked about it. Model likes the Braves. A lot of smart people I know are on the Royals, but Cali Wagers is a smart guy and he's on the Braves. Consider it, right? That's the only thing he's got, right?
No, he's got 3 Mariners.
Mariners.
Spread.
Love it. I'm on the Mariners too. I love the Mariners. I'm on him. Is he on their spread?
Spread.
Love it. I think the Mariners roll. Love that play.
And he's a Rays guy.
Oh, he's on the Rays.
Yep.
I mean, think about it to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You going to be that guy in the Blue Jays when the Rays put up 70? A lot of people on here. Tomas is on the Rays. Colby's on the Rays. Cali Wagers on the Rays. We'll see. They set the record tonight, 14-0. Let's see it happen. And then last but not least is mid-major Matt.
Yeah. He's on your Yanks first 5 under 4.5.
Ooh, Yanks versus
Twins.
Twins. First 5 under 4.5. He was on this over yesterday. Now he's going back into the well, but on the opposite side. Plus 100. Let's see what that line's at right now. 2. Yankees versus Twins. Yankees versus Twins. First 5 under 4.5 at plus 100. Line's still there. Consider it. Mid-major's been really good with these. These first 5 totals, he's been great with these. So consider it. Again, I'm the worst person to ask. I can't bet the Yankees to save my life. But I think it's a solid play. I think that's his only play, right? Nope, he's got 4. I'm so wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Rockies, Mariners, first 5 under 4.5. 2 units.
Oh. I like it because I don't think the Rockies bats are going to show up. But I just think the Mariners are going to roll. But I could totally see it. 2-unit bomb for mid-major on that first 5 under. What do we think about that, everybody in the chat? I want to see more your guys' opinions on these plays. What do you guys think? I'm kind of in between on this one. I like it. Interesting. All right, let's move on to his third play.
Rays game first 5 over 5.
Huh.
Rays Blue Jays.
Rays Blue Jays first 5 over 5. He thinks Barrios gets blown up, I assume, and I think he likes Rasmussen to give up a couple. Huh. Thing is, I'll never doubt mid-major on these first 5 totals. He's been so good at them. And he's on the over. All right, 1 unit. Why not us? I like it. We got a lot of people on the over. In general, he thinks it comes early. I kind of like it to come early, too. Barrios, not that guy. Rasmussen, we'll see. Ras regression. We'll see. And his last one?
Mets first 5 minus a half.
Mets first 5 minus a half. Yeah, I mean, he's fading this A's team on a travel. I like all of his plays, honestly. I like all of his plays. Appreciate you guys, Barrios Turk Tosser. Allow. I don't know why. Yeah, allow. Appreciate everybody coming on. Remember, all lines sponsored by BetMGM. Use code JB200. Wager on $10 on any MLB money line. Once that bet is settled, you will get $200 in bonus bets. Prize Picks, use code JustBaseball. 100% deposit match. No brainer. Appreciate you guys all listening again. We do this every Monday through Friday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll go over all the games we can. It's a competition between all the best MLB cappers I could find in order to give you winners. That's our goal here. It's all free to give you winners, give you the best shot, making the best bets possible on every MLB slate. But we have to remember one thing. It's not gambling advice. Enjoy the weekend.